I was reading a book, or I continue to read a book by Robert Barron on the new evangelization, which is basically on reaching out to our brothers and sisters of the Catholic faith who have fallen away from the faith, grown lukewarm, etc., etc. Barron wrote this book especially with his concern for millennials and young people that they have fallen away or left or not joined in such great numbers. And he talks about this idea of Christ as priest and prophet and king. What does a priest do? A priest offers sacrifice. And why does a priest do that? To make the relationship whole again between the people and God. It's about reconciliation and it's about forgiveness. Prophet is basically that Jesus Christ not only spoke the truth, but he is the truth. And the truth in person. And then finally, a king. Kings do battle. And Jesus Christ did battle, and as Barron says, he did battle and when the battle came to a head on the cross, when the forces of sin and dysfunction and everything associated with them got swallowed up in God's divine mercy and forgiveness. Father, forgive them, they do not know what they do. That's Luke 23:34. And he says we as people also have functions as priest, prophet, and king. And he has this great phrase, we are called to Edonize the world. What does that mean? To bring the world back to the way it was originally in the Garden of Eden, to make it whole again. And in today's society, that's different because religion is seen as such an individual thing. And he says, look, Christians are not about individuals. Christians are about community. We are a community. We go out into the community. It's not about just what I think. It is about sanctification. It is about instruction. And it is about right governance and bringing that into the world to make the world a better place. He uses the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, as a kind of a touchstone, and that's the idea of salt and light. Barron says this, salt is designed to preserve and enhance something other than itself. And light the purpose of light is to be set on a lampstand and to illuminate not itself, but everything and everyone around it. And therefore, in that regards, in the midst of the subjectivism of our culture, we cannot think that in an individualistic way or just a personal relationship with God. No, the mystical body has those priestly, prophetic, and kingly orders to go out and sacrifice and make things holy and reconcile people and reconcile nature. The second thing in the prophetic is to speak the truth. And finally, to go out and use the spiritual weapons that we have when we are countered by the forces around us. Give an example. Let's say you're in high school and you go and you are asked to you're in a class and they are speaking of something that you simply do not believe. You raise your hand and say, you know what, there's another view on that, and I have that view. That would be the prophetic voice. You do that, you're going to get made fun of, and you are going to get vilified, and you're going to find friends will stay away from you because they don't want to hear that truth because they're doing something entirely different. They're doing something that may be immoral, illegal, or even fattening. And in that regards, that's when you're going to need your spiritual weapons of fortitude and prayer and Eucharist to try and strengthen it. That's the kingly function. And in order to do that, then it's hopefully we get the person gets an opportunity to sit with people and to try and say, let me show you where I'm coming from. And can we possibly are there other disparate voices out there that we can bring together and be more diverse? The hot word out there in many schools today. So this is what we're called to do, and this is what Barron is asking us to do. It's really quite an interesting model, and it's a difficult model. It's simple, but it certainly is challenging. Whether it's in the school, whether it's in the workplace, at the university, in the soccer field, whatever. if you get that opportunity, maybe Baron's word will give you a sense of encouragement, and God's grace will be bestowed upon you to be able to fulfill those three aspects of your relationship with Jesus Christ.